Welcome to this visual review video, which was recorded during a live stream. Before this video begins, I would just like to give a thank you to the channel's new patrons, donators, and Twitch subscribers. These are Dante Demonic, Tribal Typhoon, Travis Games, Skyhawkings, and Miss Future Teach. Let me say, Julantru, and welcome to Shatterstar. To those on board, this is the visual review of the Titan class Science Destroyer for Star Trek Online. A wonderful, a beautiful, magnificent evolution to, quite frankly, one of my favourite science ships ever seen in Star Trek. I'm just seeing blue hearts at the moment, hello. This ship is fundamentally an evolution of one of the most miraculous science vessels ever seen in Star Trek, novelization at least. The Luna class was not only a step up in starship design for Starfleet, but it also instigated the introduction of having vessels that could essentially hold any life form, be it different atmospheric conditions, or aquatic conditions. This is one of the most advanced ships technically, so hopefully this ship's visually is going to stand up to that. We're going to start off with customization options, then with demo record we'll take a direct look at the ship's most finer details at render scale 2, and then finally we'll take a look at shield visual options that you can have on this ship if that's something that interests you. Now, with this longer introduction done and me still trying to get my head together, let's jump in. And back to it. Wow, they've updated the visual on the Luna class. Looks like after this one, I'm going to be doing a Luna class review for visual options. Well, okay, the things to be noted here is the fact that the update is to bring the Luna class more in line with not only the novelized image, but concept design that was given when this ship was created in the competition. It does bear the right information on it. Like, you have the weird pontoon structure that protects the bridge, which I don't understand why, but if you pay close enough attention, you'll notice there are hatches either side of the bridge that are for docking mounts. Not sure why they would be there, but the actual docking hatches have been vastly improved and detailed so that you can see a 3D level to it. All of this has then been transferred over to the Titan. So all these finer details are something we're going to have to try and keep an eye on as we go forwards. Now, customization, you don't just have the Luna and the Titan. You also have STO's own Sol class and Polaris class. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these ones. Me, I'm not a fan of Polaris. I do kind of like Sol, as that is kind of reminiscent, fitting in with the Ambassador era of ship design. But you could take any of these designs and cross them over in the more advanced customization and actually change all the pods. The only thing you can't do with this specific tier 6 version of the Luna / Titan class is you can't remove the mission pod. Where you can on the tier 4, tier 5 and mirrors, you cannot do that for this ship, only because tactical mode is integrated into the mission pod, therefore you need the mission pod there almost as symbolism to it. Please, 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 John. No, please go away. Bah! Other than that, you can get some really unusual designs out of this ship. I just realised, anyone watching on YouTube has no idea what I mean when I go, please, John. I'm so sorry about that. I've got to say, I understand why the Augment Dictator prefers this ship to look like that. I will admit, those are nice in themselves, but... Well, the directed information we need is specifically this look. So mine back into it, just taken away there. Huge thank you in video to Miss Future Teach for more gifted subs, which I do not deserve. The whole types of this starship are the Defiant, the Galaxy, the Intrepid, the Lunar, which is the best. Apparently I need to breathe. Yeah, I think I do. The Mirror, which for God's sake, Cryptic, you could have learned your lesson and realised the mirror markings should only be on the saucer at maximum. The NX. The NX refit, which is absolutely wonderful. I saw that, Skyhawkings. Sovereign. The Sovereign refit. Praise be to the Sovereign refit. I can understand that one. Type 0, Type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8B. 8B is kind of cool on this ship. Upgrade, which looks absolutely lovely. And finally, Veteran, if you've been dumb enough to get the Veteran thing. Dumb enough. Okay, Veteran has some benefits. Not really dumb, because clearly, I'm calling myself dumb at that point. Skyhawking apparently prefers the Titan parts with the Lunar Mission Pod. You are similar to Augment Dictator, I think, because Augment, I think, only changes in the cells. You also have the various window types and the Lunar's additional, which looks absolutely amazing no matter what design we go with. So we're going to actually throw Lunar onto this ship, because that's when this ship looks its best. And it may be a mistake, because it really doesn't belong on this ship. But we also have the Walker Bridge. I wonder how the other new ship ended up getting a mistake done with the secondary deflector. Damn, this ship is nice. Now, as I try to collect myself, let's get this into demo record so we can have a better look at the detailing. And we're back, but that's not my ship. That's Skyhawking's ship. Hi, Skyhawk. I'm sorry to do this to you. No, I'm hiding over here. Here's the Titan class in her absolute beauty as stock. No modifications like Sky's. Even though Sky's modified one thing. I'm just a dick. So, where do you start when you want to talk about a ship like this? Can I give a punch at something right now, okay? Just a tiny little thing. Just something to know. So, spoiler warning for Star Trek Discovery Season 3, latest episode. Episode 4, I believe it's called. It is, or it might be 5. I've heard rumours, because I've not watched it. So I might be wrong. But I hear people saying that Discovery is going to be refitted because it has to be refitted. So this is a maybe. Maybe that's happened. I'm going to assume they're right. This is actually what I would have expected Discovery's refit to look like, though. Just take away the mission pod. I would expect them to fill in the gap, the Wid's ring gap, because they're not going to need that anymore. Maybe cut something out of the saucer, maybe thin the saucer back a little bit, and use similar nacelles. I'm not going to lie, though, this is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know where to start. Skyhawkings is AFK. No. I don't know where to start, so let's start on probably one of my favourite features. The nacelles themselves. The Lunar has some very nice nacelles. They're modelled after the Akira nacelles with just minor alterations done. The idea being more ecological, less damaging to subspace. Now, I understand what they went for with that. And I do like then the evolution that you got with the Sovereign nacelles. So if we go from the Sovereign into Star Trek Online's period, you gotta want that triangling. You want to take that triangular shape onto the rectangle somehow, and I think they've done that quite well. I'd have probably tilted them more though, because of the things I do like is the fact that one, we'll take a look at Basard's front here. The Basard holds its rectangular shape, and the whole thing is still taking that smoothness to it, but as you can see, it's trying to peek down a little bit into, essentially it's creating a triangle without completing it the whole way. It's midway between the two shapes, and I like and respect that. I just wish there was a bit more feeling to that. I do like that there are two Basard emitters within that shield house and that you can see. If you look nice and close to it, let's get right in there. There are two actual Basard actual collectors within the shielding, and I think that's a great little tidbit of design intro there. And the fact that they're holding on as well to the graphic detail, the cloudiness, really brings the Basard together. So I'm gonna give them straight away. Then the cell's Basard looks absolutely beautiful. Work towards the back. The warp grilling is smooth, clear. It follows a Galaxy class feel to it by going round the back here, and then just right round up to the strut and perfect cut off. Right where it should cut off, it does so. Great line of sight as well, which is probably another thing I love about it. So what could I dislike about it? Flow. I don't like the flow of it. It's hard to explain. I honestly feel like it doesn't flow right. On the top, it's completely fine. It feels smooth, it feels sleek and quick. But the underside, it feels like it's jagged a little bit. And I know that the collector or the scoop that's underneath is there to give it that feel like it's stepping towards the triangular shapes of future nacelles. But they literally, in essence, they could have tried to miss that, since the more modern ships they've been making in STO don't really have that feel anyway. I get what they were going for, I just don't think it worked very well, at least on the underside. So, is something that I won't criticize? Yes, there's something really big I won't criticize. The Lunar class is great for its clamshell design, and I cannot say enough how much I love the fact that it brought back the clamshell. The Sovereign has it. I think the Akira had it in the nest. No, the Akira does not. Certain ships managed to get it, and I really like it. Like, I swear the Vesta should have had it. The Vesta class should have had it. But this, I'm not 100% what they were going for, but it works for me. They probably could have brought it back a little bit more, and I don't understand why it's housed like it is. But I have a theory, and that is, I believe that the actual shuttle bay is detachable. Hear me out. You've got all these plates here that they could be just about anything. Let your imagination go wild for a bit. Now, if they're magnetic locking plates, then it would be possible to say that you can actually remove each segment and have one hanger in there, or have a super long hanger if you wanted to. And that would be something I could see being used on a Gamma Quadrant exploration vessel like the Lunar class, and would be something that would be carried over to a ship like this. So although the Lunar doesn't have that, it could have been in the schematics for the Lunar, not used, and then passed on to this vessel. It would also give reason why the torpedo module is on it, almost defends it. Because you could then, if that could purge, if that could actually release away from the ship, that is essentially one big lifeboat. And having a torpedo module in it would be pretty good for firing distress beacons. because torpedo launchers don't just fire torpedoes. They fire probes, they fire beacons, and they actually fire sentry modules. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to say it's detachable, used as a lifeboat, or extendable if necessary. And it also may be able to lift, because I don't see why not. And maybe those side doors that are actually hangar doors to allow for rapid deployment. We do know the Lunar class was used sometimes as a combat vessel in the Gamma Quadrant. So this would be a good upgrade to allow for more rapid deployment of Peregrine fighters. Just something possible with it. I do want to state now on the escape pods, because that's one of the things this ship has got really, really right. I don't think they could have possibly done that any better. These escape pods have been positioned exactly where they should be positioned, with the exact thought given to how many people are in those quadrants. Too many of the ships in this game haven't had it really thought out too well, and you get issues with that. In this case, you have 4 main escape pods either side. Whoops. Or depending on the one you select, it's 4 or 5. But 4 or 5 on each main side of the hangar section, which it could be a big lifeboat, but it's also a deployment area for a lot of main engineering would be on the ship. You've got another 4 up here, which is going to be closer to main engineering, if I'm remembering my Lunar class right. Whoops. On the underside, you got well put out 4 on one side, 4 on another, just the right amount, because these are quite big lifeboats, by the way, I should note. Whoop. Come back here. You also have the saucer directly ringed out below, which has been nicely done, I would say quite effectively. Bearing in mind that each one of those little triangles you're seeing next to the bigger triangle for the escape pod is also a lifeboat. It's 4 big, and then you've got your micro ones, especially they hold about 5 people, I think they'd held. Literally tons on top, literally tons. Which I really do like. And just, you can see that STO took the time this time to go, right, we want to make sure everyone survives this ship when the player inevitably goes bang and explodes. Hello, Tribal, how are you doing? You have missed people making me all pretty much cheer up. This is just a well thought out ship. For more well thought out, deflector. Not sure if I can actually do it without it clipping out. There we go. So yeah, there is actually, the deflector is this little sensory thing that you can see within a shielding. So this has been really heavily thought of. You have a advanced deflector, which is clearly a plate paneling behind, and I'm going to assume there's some dishes behind that. Then you have a huge shield grid that just protects the deflector from damage. And considering what has happened to certain ships in the Gamma Quadrant and other ways some ships have been taken down, I think that's a pretty damn good thing to be thought of. Good job. Excuse me. Away from the deflector, we can talk about weapons. Got the Fleet Titan. Same. So, talking about weapons, what would this ship be armed with? Now, we know that the Luna was armed with the same phaser banks as the Sovereign class. We also know it was armed with quantum torpedo launchers. And it had the ability to arm transphasics as well as tricobalt devices, but it primarily carried quantums. A new level of quantum though. My personal belief is that this one would have been armed higher. So these launchers have been upgraded to be able to fire the tricobalts, the transphasics and the quantums at the ready without any real difficulty. I do approve of the location for this one, as it's very well positioned, and since it has the 3 slots again, which tells me it can rapid fire torpedoes, considering, well, the size of them. I think that's a very well placed torpedo launcher, if you ask me. Mind you, it also looks like it's been designed to be purged, much like I've been saying about other things on this ship. Looks to me like it can drop away, or at least the hatch can drop away and dump all the torpedoes in an emergency or as a quick deployment minefield. You know the Federation was getting constructive, and this is a science destroyer, so it would make sense to have that ability. Though there are no more torpedo launchers around the front, let's go towards the back and look at this torpedo. It is the only torpedo launcher on the back. But we can see why I have a theory on this whole thing breaking away when we look at this more closely. For one, what's with the extra glowing? It's like it's got this is a tactical point on the whole hangar section itself. It has a torpedo launcher. It has what must, in my opinion, be some kind of shield emitter or deflector system emitter. You can tell this was designed to protect. I also like the fact that you've got this blue grille down here, which to me signifies a shield defense for the actual hangar bay itself. So we are looking at decent armaments as far as torpedo goes, but not too many. Bearing in mind that this is a science vessel, it doesn't need a ton. However, that's not to say it doesn't have an extra 2. An extra 2 just firing for plain rear firepower. And, whoops. I'm now going to have a little bit of fun with this. This is all patented up with, from what I can see on the underside here, 5 beam strips. 2 at the rear on the pylons. 2 on the saucer front. 1 on the central under, which was originally a rubber balancing pad. The Titan. Starfleet always modernizes. Woo! Yes, Stormwind. And take the weapons on top, it's almost exactly the same. 2 larger beam strips, probably capable of 2 to 3 emitter points at the same time, much like a Galaxy was. And 4 at the rear. So, about the same firepower underside and overside. But you can tell this ship is focused primarily on rear firepower than it is forward firepower. It says to me this ship isn't really designed to be in combat, but aid when necessary. Give it 12 strips and fire all the weapons. What is with all these subs today? Tribal, thank you for the gifted sub. Now, I'm sure Skyhawk is going to appreciate that. God damn. Crazy buggers. Stop making me smile. Ah! Right. To the mission pod, though. Now, this is something I'm going to jokingly fire over here. Yoink! Hello. Move too far. The one thing I do want to note that I can see on skies is, well, this mission pod is higher, has more torpedo launchers emitted to it, so be warned. Clearly, Sky's got more firepower. He must be tactical. And it still has the glowing blue element now added in to allow to show tactical mode. Whoops! Kitty's hosting me! Whoop! Thank you, Kitty. Now, this one doesn't have any of that. This one, I would say, is a pure science module. One, because that looks more like a sensor screen at the front here. 2, because glowing blue like that just gives me the essence idea of shielding or sensory platforms. And 3 because there are literally no weapon points on it. And I really do mean none. So basically, if this was a pure firefight between my ship and Sky's, Sky is definitely going to win with firepower. To the impulse array. Now, I have an issue here. Right. So, on focus, the impulse array is something that I both like but dislike. Now, I like the way it flows with the saucer and it fits in, and the way it feels in fitting with the, well, the lunar class's impulse array. But what is with the flopping angle? What is going on with this? I can't decide which way I'm facing angle. They're both firing outwards. I feel like they should have just tilted it a little bit and allowed them to aim straight aft. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do look really nice in design, and I do like the basic parameter of it, but just tipping them a little bit and aiming them backwards just made them look a whole sight better. Personally speaking. Yes, the Akira was torpedo mad, but then again, the Akira didn't just have torpedo launch. Didn't just have its torpedo pod. Its saucer itself also had 3 launchers, and then the rear of the ship also had more launchers. It's just armed to the brim with torpedo launchers. It could be variable impulse thrust. So note to add in here, Stormwind just put there, mention it could be variable impulse thrust. You know what? I'll take that one. I'll take that one, because I guess you could direct the flow of impulse as well. I hear a beep beep. Someone wants my attention, but they're not getting it just yet. Okay. Can you tell why I named it this? Okay, another patented thing I want to say is I do like the way the penance is done on this ship. Minimalistic, I know, but it's nicely done as well. And the way the actual name of the ship and its registry is done, I absolutely adore. But for some reason, I'm loving the twin name side pennants. I just think it looks great. My absolute favourite thing though on this ship, it's not the docking clamps. It's not the actual flow and evolution of the ship. It's the goddamn bridge. You've got 2 modules either side, sitting left and right of the rear of the bridge. Now they could be just about anything. Oh, I've got my theory for what they are, but they could just about be anything. My theory is that's the warp core. The ship's power is so strong, the 2 warp cores are there, and they'll probably just eject straight out the top. But what I really love about the bridge's design is the fact that you can see the whole design and flow of it. It is probably one of the nicest designs. It takes the pence design of the Akira and the Luna, keeps it within inside the pylons that protect it. Then you've got the upper structure, outer ring, which shows you what will probably be the diplomatic quarters, captain's quarters, bridge officer duty areas, meeting rooms, all that sort of thing will be there. Step towards the center and you can see the bridge there. It looks, from the right angle, it looks like the bridge is raised, but who said it? As Stormwind has said, it's sunken in nice and well. It's smooth to the top of the rest of the raised area, and that little ring there just details enough that it's probably a ablative shielding that can be formed around it to protect it. Now, we know that the Lunar class had ablative plating and ablative shielding. So what's to say they didn't take As storm windows again added here, ablative armor generated and actually protected the bridge itself with its own personal ablative armor. Which, to be fair, if you remember what ablative generators look like, that looks a lot like one. At least to me. So, this is one hell of a well-protected ship. But then you've got my fundamental, most key point to that bridge. Bridge down, bridge down, bridge down, escape pods. Right next to the bridge. Right where they should be. Cryptic, this is a masterpiece. With this being said, let's get into visual. And when I say visual, I mean shield visuals. Is it just me, or am I being hovered around by a bloody Ferengi? Why, hello there. Now then, we've got to take a look at the Vantage Shields. This is going to be probably my headache period. But we're going to start off with the Alliance Vantage Shield. Which is really not changing that much on this ship. Let's be fair. Not changing much. Kitty, no. Behave. The yellowing... on the nacelles it doesn't look so good. Hello! Flip through him. On the back of the ship the black's fine, but honestly... I think standard coloration looks better than this does. How about... I'm going to get rammed, aren't I? Bile. Oh. Can the black and blue look so good? Let's go Virgil style. Bile Vanity Shield. I'm sorry. Had to tactical mode it. Needed a bit of orange in there. Look at that deflector. You can see the deflector more clearly now through the shield housing, and I think it looks absolutely remarkable. The impulse array looks bloody beautiful like this. Mind you, I've always been a fan of Magenta, so... yeah, we have to give Kitty cookies. Remember, always give Kitty cookies. Otherwise, I don't get to have the next Vanity Shield, which is the Borg Vanity Shield. So we're assimilated. Which I guess is relatively nice. Back to the blue feel of things. Deflector again, looking okay through that shield housing. I'm not sure if I'm keen on the plating, but it gives an older feel. So if you want, if you're looking to have a theme that gives you a more rustic, beaten, aged feel to the ship, I think this one looks pretty good for it. We'll see now though. I am definitely keen on the basic details. It would be nice though if the registry lettering changed colour based on... Hi Sovereign class, I wonder who that might be. Things that are going on around me. Next up, Discovery Vanity Shield. This better look good. Because I'll be so disappointed if it doesn't. Also, hello there. How you doing? I've got to know. Yeah, I thought so, Tribal. Hi. Oh, call out everyone. You know what? Hang on a sec. Before I move, I do think this looks quite good how it's got the lighter plate now in the middle rather than a darker plating effect. That bronze to silver actually looks really good on this ship. And the glitch with the torpedo launchers doesn't look too bad on this one, so that's fair game. Woo! Straight through the the cells. Back of the ship looks absolutely stunning, personally. Currently, Discovery is currently my favourite. Gotta go with that one. Discovery is currently my favourite for this ship. Next up, we have the Emperor Vantage Shields. The Vantage Shields currently being used in something secret that only donators and patrons are going to know for about a week, properly. Week, maybe 2 weeks, depending. Let's see. What? So, let's see. Emperor time. There you go, that's a bit better. Get rid of the random blue. Works really well if you're going for a tactical feeling to the ship. No, I've got to give it this. That looks pretty damn nice. Even with the science feel. Okay, next up, we're going to rust the... I know everything. Apparently Sky knows everything, guys. So, Sky, how good is the Fekiri or the Feklar Vanity Shield going to be? Depends on who you ask the name of. Actually, I can really easily believe you knowing everything on this one. You know, it looks alright. Mind you, anyone trying to do a ship now wants to make a ship look like the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery from the junkyard. This would be a bloody good Vanity Shield to use for it. I have to say, I'm glad I got a hold of this one. Bloody nice playing. Okay, next up we have Washout. I know some people like Kelvin timeline and like the Kelvin divergence, but I'm just going to say it's a bloody washout. God damn you. I have to pause for a second now. I have to wait for these visuals to off. You dick. Of course you don't need to ask Killy. Do your thing. Be a legend. Rock on, okay? I will fucking slap you. Speaking of slapping. I'm going completely mad. So, Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. And it's still a washout, I see. Still a washout. Just it doesn't even do anything good for the actual facades. Yeah. What were they thinking with this Vanity Shield? It's basically completely detailless. At least with the Klingons, there's more going on with it. Okay, so now we've got the medical Vanity Shield. A free Vanity Shield with scare plating. Scare plating? Square plating. Woo, woo, woo. The deflector doesn't look right to me. I am a stubborn duck, thank you. I'm really not sure what I want to say on this one. I mean, it's fitting for what the ship's meant for, but at the same time, I'm like, really not sure. Did I just see fireworks? Platinum Vanity Shield. Look here. Now, Platinum Vanity Shield makes me think a lot on the distinctive picture I've seen from Trek Yards. I saw a thumbnail from Trek Yards. I haven't watched it yet, think it was a theorized design for possible refits. And if they do go for a grey look on the new refit that they've got to do, I think I will love it versus the bronze that they used to have. Oh look! More company! Yee! I'm going through tribal this time. Gotta say, the back, every single time I go around the back of the ship, it just looks absolutely awesome. The rear of this ship is its best looking area. Next up, we've got lots of company. I'm loving it. Finally, Section 31. Now this, I'll be disappointed with this one if it's not good. Section 31 Delta Force fleet here. Let's make sure you are good. Come on. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That is awesome. It's got black hole plating, but what was darker beforehand, much like with Discovery, it's grayer. It's not light grey, but it's the right kind of grey difference. It's subtle as well, barely noticeable. New favourite Vanity Shield. Definitely my new favourite on this ship. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, this is the one I'm going to be flying with. You know, curiosity is killing me. I'm going to have to see who that is. Stormwind, you're crashing the party, are you? So, guys, those wondering, doink. Say hi to Stormwind. With the Delta Recon Force in the Charleston. Beautifully screen accurate done. Charleston, if I recall right. That's nice. Whoop. Next up, we go into the non-vanities and into the actual acquired other ways. So first of all, we have the R&D Aegis Covariant Vantage Shield, which is, well, Aegis Covariant Shield, which is rubbish. Ooh, I make things a little flashy. I mean, that looks alright with this. That looks alright in the deflector, but it also weirdly nulls the deflector out, making it more look like it's empty. And I don't like that. Even though it does give a 3D feel to it. Forgot to hit that button. Hello! Just pop up to the nacelles up there. Nice to see that the Aegis is still just as rubbish as it used to be. Time to be assimilated. Something this ship should be very good at avoiding. I feel like I'm about to get rammed. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'll definitely give it that. It looks pretty good like that. Now let's see if we go over the top. So the connected part to the nacelle looks fine. I mean, about as fine as it could do. Impulse array. Impulse array looks like it's off angle and off tier. But okay. And well, not really much else they could have done with the deflector, is it? Looks alright, I'll give them that. Fully assimilated, gets a pass. Bejorn Defense Covariant Shields acquired from a certain mission. Which I cannot remember what mission it was. What the f... I do not like that. I don't like that one bit. I don't really have words for that one. Two cruisers, two side ships. All we need is two escorts to have a little fleet. Yay! Well, technically, we are the science and the escorts. Which one do you want to take? Counter Command Covariant Shield Array. Should be okay looking for this ship, to be fair. The mission pod looks fine. Ah, okay. He answers the question by taking tactical formation. Deflector looks alright. Even if, again, it kind of takes away a bit of the feeling. Rear of the ship's too black. I don't like how the rear central hull is just way too black there. Well, it would make for a good disruptor build look, though. Okay, now the one that I generally hate for half the time. Delta Alliance Unimatrix Shield Array. I think this is going to be very much a 50-50 one. I'm getting a lot of frame drop for some reason. Sorry about this. Right. Now, luckily, it looks like there's not large enough glow areas that take on the green pattern to really have too much of a damaging effect on its aesthetics. Minus the impulse array. The impulse array still looks a bit jarring. It's not a bad look. At least the green sensor pod area isn't screwed up by having broken black areas into it. Oh, he's in the Vaser class. Woo! Don't hit that button. Wow. Next up, we go to... Okay, this should look alright. The Solenei Magenta Shield Array. This doesn't look alright. I've been really disappointed. It's actually a very nice flow to it. It doesn't take too much off the detailing. In fact, it just adjusts the right areas, in my opinion. Bit whiter than I would like for this feel, but the only problem I've got with it is it's taken away the glow element. And like, it's completely take off the shield housing at the top there. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well, that's its choice. Whoop whoop whoop. Next up, what's the chances this isn't gonna look all that good? Well, at least the element is back there. I mean, it hasn't interfered too much with design. Instead, it just has a waving feel, which normally it doesn't have. Normally, it's just broken up wherever it is on the ship. Oh, you fucking ruined it. You had one job, Cryptic. You almost had it looking good, but then the underside ruins it. Take it completely off of that major section of the saucer. Just leave it in the other minor spots. You'd have been totally fine. Completely fine. Oh no, even the main lip there. Just the running lip ring in the enter area. That would have been totally fine. Leave the outer ring completely blank. Would have been good. You just... Thank you, Cryptic. You ruined it. Off with your head. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Wow, my ship can't make up its mind on all its parts it's using. Am I really going to have to do this stream? Okay. Lucari-based shields. Do you know what? I might start saying that because it drives my head trains. In fact, I'm going to nick that for something else. Mako Resilient Shield Array. And this one could be quite good, depending on what's going on. Whoop. Let's see. Wow. Okay. It took away a part. It really shouldn't took away. I got so frozen by the silliness while it's taken away the deflector. I actually right-clicked. Woohoo! Let me dodge. Hello. Just stabbing my nose into a bit of another ship. It's not too bad, I guess. Nukura Crystalline Resilient Shields. I love the Folian shields. I knew they were going to look good on this ship. I love how I can just tap and just change into tactical mode when I need to have the tactical look for it. We have got it. Looking lovely. Don't you know that I'm nuts? Do you know, I'm not actually that keen on it for once. That makes a change. And now we go to the prevailing competitive shields. Because I'm not saying all that. Wow. Wow. What the fuck? The broken up patterns at the bottom there ruin it. Otherwise, that could have been quite good. Never screw with the patterns. Let the patterns fill with flow. When you break up the patterns, you break up the fill. Sky, you're 26 years old? Oh my god. No, I did notice what you guys were talking about. I know it wasn't age. Next up, Romulan Advanced Prototype Covariant Shields. Well. If the Romulans got a hold of this ship. Well, if the Klingons did, the Romulans definitely would. Ooh, sly jabs. Critic has had a serious problem with releasing ships recently, haven't they? All of them are releasing with issues. The legendary Dreadnaught. Oh, the legendary Mirror Dreadnaught. The legendary Light Cruiser. That one's an alright shield. The temporal shielding. Thank you for the advice. Temporal shielding looks quite nice on this ship. Entirely sure it's among my tops, but it feels and flows well with its design. Is one that I could potentially go with, but I don't know if I would use it without using an anti-proton or a chronoton themed build. Next up we have what should be absolutely amazing, the lovely Terran Task Force. I mean, it looks pretty damn good, I'll give it that. I'm getting surrounded it. Now I just feel like people are going to gang up and blow one side out of my ship. Not too bad looking though, not too bad. Like it. Section 31 still maintained my favourite position though. Yes, they should do a tier 6.0 berth. Why haven't they done a tier 6.0 berth? God damn it, Ambassador! Oh. I'll let everyone in the Twitch chat decide what this one looks like, because I'm saying nothing. Q. Sky could not have put it better. Ever. Alpha, not in a million years. Sky, you're right. I will definitely agree this is the worst shield in the game. Get off, Dielectric. Next up, one of my favourites. Even though it's really old, still one of my favourites. Gemini Resilient Shields. Which I acquired from a set mission. And if you know what you're doing, you can still acquire from set mission. I'm just going to say this now, that looks absolutely lovely. But Section 31 still gets the win. I see you guys over there. Incoming quantum torpedoes. Especially considering one of them has the ability to make a barrage fire at will. Finally, love it or hate it, it's Marmite to most people. Riemann Advanced Prototype Covariant Shields. Well, since the honeycomb pattern's not over the top. And I am using a plasma build on this ship. I'm going to say I like it. Bit of burning sun on the edge there. With you guys in the background. Yes, we'll do that. Now that's actually, it's a really good look for the ship. I will give it that. Sometimes some things just work. But I'm still going to take that off and just go, hello, you absolute beauty. Because nothing to me beats this ship's natural look, and especially if you use the actual lunar hull on it. That is just the most beautiful look for this ship. I'm sure you're all carrying quantum torpedoes. I'm sure I'm going to get the side blown out of me in a second. But if you guys stay sat there, you're also going to get caught up in something. So I recommend staying sat there. Excuse me. I will say this now as this video comes to an end. I adore this upgraded look. I really do hope they maintain doing this kind of look. It's probably one of the best looking ships at the moment in game, in my personal opinion, alongside the Shenzhou class, the Gagarin class, and I'm sorry, I can't dislike it, so I've got to love it, the NX. Because I love the NX. I'm sure some people don't approve of this starship's design as much as I do, and I understand that. But personally, if I was going to rank its design for in-game as an evolution to the Lunar as well, I would definitely give it 9 out of 10 easily. The only thing I don't really like about its design is the fact that it's tried to force certain areas. I don't like the impulse arrays layout. English me. Might as well leave that into the video. So I don't like the impulse arrays layout. And I don't like the way that the nacelles are trying to force that extra piece underneath, where they could have kept a smoother, more sleek flow, and it would have probably worked better. Otherwise, this ship is absolutely beautiful. Now, not gonna happen, Sky. I'm not nuts. And all I'm gonna say is, for those that are watching on YouTube right now, I hope that you guys will take the moment to go into the comment section and comment what you think of this ship. Also, since this is a YouTube video, I now need to give a quick shout out to, well, quite frankly, shout out and thank you to the patrons, the donators, and the Twitch subs of Shadowstar. These being Skyhawkings, Dante Demonic, Tribal Typhoon, Travis Games, Miss Future Teach, whoop, and just to make sure I've got everyone, because this is becoming a bit of a mouthful, whoop, wow, it has to reset itself. It's having trouble in here. That's it, I grabbed everyone there. Thank you all for the massive support that's helping this channel actually achieve its dream. Honestly, didn't think this would be happening anytime soon. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And don't forget to check out our Discord, which is the only way to know everything I'm working on. Seriously, all my secrets are there. Now I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, so this video ends, and the 3 people sitting in the background, I'm going to grab you for a screenshot. If you're okay with that. So, remember, to those watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, and live long and prosper. Apparently everyone wants to use fireworks, so we'll do that. Ciao for now. I can hit this all day.